where they literally film it like a documentary, and people watch it, and it's fake, right? It's scripted, but they're thinking in their mind that it actually is real because they're filming it like it's real. That's what they do with the news now. They film it like it's a television show, like The Office or something along those lines. So. They got all about shitty lookups. They wanted you to hear that, right? They wanted you to hear that, and we're supposed to hear it. I didn't realize that. These two ladies were talking about the struggle with men. Does that narrative sound familiar? Because that's really the narrative we're headed towards here. And her saying we just told the family secrets, just icing. On the gate, right? Because really, this is one big family. And Republicans were civilians are not a part of it, and Democrats were civilians are not a part of it. What do they realize? That these people are all related by blood, and these are all bloodlines who are working to manipulate you, divide you, and conquer you. Well, then this game that they're playing with everybody would be over very, very quickly. So, just remember, before I get into the theory here about men and men being blamed, which is a very consistent theory. In the news, just remember, whenever the media releases something to you, I'm not saying that they want you to think one. They want you to think that. They didn't want you to hear, but the reality of the matter is, they do want you to hear. Kamala wanted you to hear, which tells us there's going to be some type of psychological operation that's done with blaming men. Because remember, in communism, men are the enemy of communism. Weak men are the friend of communism. So planting seeds in your mind that, well, it's men who are voting for Trump, it's alpha males who are voting for Trump. These are all seeds that they want. And then they tell you it's a hot mic because they're not supposed to let you know, right? Just like the hot mics I've covered in the past five, or even the hot mic with RFK, which is one of the funnier hot mics I've ever heard. I covered this months ago now, of course, removed, but I covered this with RFK. You didn't see it here. RFK endorsed Donald Trump, and they somehow, his son just happened to film this and put it up on his Twitter account. Oops, sorry, Dad. I didn't know it was a private conversation between you and Donald Trump. Well, of course, it wasn't a private conversation. It was staged. It was staged so that Donald Trump because Trump obviously realized that Operation Warp Speed and those things didn't go the way the globalists expected. There was too much pushback, especially amongst conservatives. A lot of people who were MAGA ended up coming out of her and waking up to the left-right paradigm because of the magic moves. So they staged this with Donald Trump and RFK to make it look like, oh, they were privately talking. See, Trump behind the scenes, behind closed doors. He's anti-magic moves. He's not really for it because some of the footage with RFK that they deliberately stage show us what you told us, right? More and more of these things that they say on once they need it. Like your brain automatically says, oh, they don't want me to hear this, but the reality is that they do, and it validates what they're saying in those statements. And RFK is another one of these frauds who tries to align himself now with conspiracies and people like me and you, who is on the record to say that anybody who's a climate change denier should be thrown in prison, right? They should be enjoying with all the other criminals, politicians, they're selling out the pork chops. I think those guys who are doing those big, and I guess all the evidence of the rational mind, we were saying that, oh, because we guess they're definitely in the age and that, I wish they were being first. But really, anybody who's denying climate change and understands weather modification knows that these psychopaths are what you should be thrown in prison for murdering people with man-made weather events. So you would think things like RFK, things like Kamala, these leaks, and things like Trump showing up at the Al Smith dinner with all these Democrats, you would think that people would start saying to themselves, all right, why are they all hanging out together, but then at the same time they're in front of a microphone? They're talking about how dangerous the other political civilians are, or they're talking about how these people, not the president, these people are a threat to democracy, right? You'd think that their brain would start working and saying, it's a little suspicious that these people trying to throw me in jail. I wouldn't be hanging out with them. Maybe this is a conspiracy. Because by definition, if you look up the word conspire, okay, conspire, scroll down and look, seem to be working together to bring about a particular result, typically to someone's detriment, okay? These people are trying to bring about a particular result, which is global communism, which is AI governance, through AI governance, global communism, same thing. The talking points of world economics. These are the talking points. AI governance, right? They already needed us to tell their audience. Any of the stuff going on, they try to throw words out of like smart city. They never connect the dots. Without technology, it's going to be instrument, which will make global communism. That's how it's going to be connected, because everyone has to be connected for the whole thing to work. That's why they want your bank accounts connected digitally. That's why they want your ID connected digitally. Everything you say is connected digitally. They don't want you to be able to live without having technology in you / on you to start. So when you see the definition of conspire, and you say, well, they're trying to bring about global communism, whose detriment is it to? It's to everyone's detriment. It's not just Democrats. It's not just Republicans. It's them working together against humanity, civilians. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. You are a slave to them in their minds. And we're proving to you how election, most men out there are going to deny it, aren't they? And if we're told, of course, that Donald Trump has won the election, who are all the Democrats going to believe? Men, right? How about this theme of men that we've heard over the last 4 years or so? This massive gender gap. Oh, how certain women don't want to date Republican men. How magic potion men don't want to date women who have taken the magic potion. This is all part of it. And in some ways it ties even into depopulation because men and women are not dating, they're not meeting, they're not marrying, they're pretty much doing everything digital. And in a communist society, weak men thrive. Real men don't. And they want you to think of these terms like alpha male because they made it cringe. They made just what was once normal being a man normal. They turned it into this bag of alpha male thing, and it is cringe. I see it all the time. How these guys act in apes. It's embarrassing. It's the others, they act alpha male, but yet they're still getting their nails manicured and stuff like that, right? So they want to have this perception of what an alpha male is. But the reality of the matter is this. Weak people lean towards socialism. They lean towards communism. They don't ask themselves what is right. Their mindset is always, what will everyone think is right? What do I say here so that people accept me, so that people think that I'm saying or doing the right thing? And that's what their motivation is based off of, on how they actually perceive the things that are going on around them. When men become weak, more and more people become dependent on government. And that's what you're watching around us right now. But you can look at it, you can say, well, what do you mean men weak? I mean, are they supposed to lift weights? Are they supposed to, how do you define it in today's world, right? Because it's become so cringy. I talk about a lot of these churches that, a lot of people say to me, hey, is this church okay? I see it, I just cringe. I cringe when I see Hillsong. When I see these, groomed men who are on stage and are more interested in putting on a concert than they are literally just reading the Word of God. Because I've always looked at it and I said, why don't we just read the Bible? I get it, so you want interpretation, what the pastor tell you, what he thinks. Now we're at a point where churches become a concert for people. They go there and everybody thinks they're a country singer. It's beyond cringy. So how do you define an alpha male? Well, an alpha male is somebody that's not going to allow the government to get inside the walls of their home. They're not going to allow the government to tell them what they should eat and how much air conditioning they should use, or whether or not they're allowed to chop wood to put on a fireplace to provide heat for their family because of their carbon emissions. Real men stand against those things, but they warp the perception of what a real man is. And most people out there think it has something to do with being macho, right? Being an alpha. These are all things they go by. So those stories right there, that deliberately has a big potential with what's coming after that. Madison Square Garden rally. That entire thing was fake. It was staged. It was a charade, right? What you see on stage, you saw a lot of alpha male, quote unquote, the stereotype that they're creating now for what a man is, right? An alpha male is going on stage, screaming racial things, screaming USA, chanting USA, right? All these things are things that they're now building into people's minds, and they're building something in all our minds. They have it for a while now. About men being, I'm not saying that for my own sake, because I couldn't care less how people perceive it. They are sowing seeds.
If you've been waiting to apply for disability benefits, don't. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a lawyer at Atticus. Applying as soon as you're unable to work or struggling to work due to your medical condition can really help strengthen your case. The process takes time, but winning benefits is life-changing for so many of our clients. The average disability check is worth about $1,500 a month, but some people receive up to $3,800 monthly. You also automatically get Medicare as part of those benefits. If you're considering applying for disability benefits, Atticus can help. Across the board, our clients win benefits 80% of the time, compared to the 22% national average. And there's more. You'll get back pay for the time you spent waiting for your application to make its way through the process. That can be a significant lump sum in your bank account that shows up shortly after you're approved. Complete our 2-minute quiz to see what benefits you might qualify for and get personalized disability advice. Follow the link to get started.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000. If you're looking to get money you're owed for an injury, I want you to imagine you and your family getting that money, because I know a way that you can. Now, before you think I'm crazy, I'm going to show you how you can get that money you're owed in the next 30 days. Now, if you've thought about hiring an attorney before, but you didn't, unsure, or you had reservations, it's not your fault. You were probably given no guidance and couldn't get a straight answer out of anyone about how much money you could actually make. I want you to capitalize on a limited opportunity that can have you cashing out a massive check in the next 30 days. This opportunity won't last long, and it's perfect for anyone who's been in a car accident in the last 2 years. Do you still think it's impossible? I'm willing to guarantee that by clicking on the link below and filling out the 15-second quiz, you will get an instant quote on how much your case is worth. And me and my team will help you get that money you deserve in as little as the next 30 days. Still think it's too good to be true? Let me tell you about our client, Steven. Now, when Steven first came to us, he was really unsure if his case was going to be worth anything. He was facing a lot of uncertainties in his life, and he didn't know if he was going to get paid for his injury at all. Turns out, after filing a claim with us, he was able to take home over $100,000 in settlement from an accident that was over a year ago. It's possible. No matter what you thought in the past, you can get the money you're owed, and probably a lot more than what you think. Simply click the button below and answer the questions about your case. about what your case is worth. And if you qualify, an attorney from our team will lay out a game plan for you. The fact you've been through pain means that you deserve to be compensated. Together, we're going to hold the parties responsible and get you the money that you are owed. You deserve more, and we're going to get you more. So, what I want you to do is click the link below and fill out the 15-second quiz. And after getting your instant quote, it says you're qualified. It'll ask you for some additional contact details. And someone from my team will reach out and will lay out the fastest game plan for you to get the money that you are owed and get massive compensations for your injury. The YouTube video you're wanting to watch will always be there, but this opportunity and the resources behind it are limited. So we want you to click the button below and fill out the casework quiz. So click the button below, begin the short process, and we'll be in touch soon.